your little dog?
You can do it, Wonder Wheel. I don't want to go through life being a Wonder Wheel murderer.
Hey everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to another Collectable Past. As always, joined by my cadadre, the host. We got Trina from Real Hard.
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, looking forward to the stream, and hello to everybody watching.
Always a pleasure, and we'll get to the chat in a minute. Of course, my man Vinnie, go ahead, take it away.
Hello. We're going to be talking toys today. Hello, Trina. Hello, Tommy.
Hello. Is that a bird that you're talking about? That bird?
Hey, all right.
We are having technical difficulties here, people. This is completely not our fault.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
We're getting all geared up, apparently, for watching, at least some of us, morbid curiosity to watch the debate later. So that is why we're actually running Collectible Past a little bit early today. So, guys, remember, go ahead, share the links out there, repost it over there on Twat, and all that good stuff. Let everybody know that we're going, having a little bit of fun, getting ready to talk some toys and have a blast talking about it instead of dealing with everybody else deals with, which is misery tubing. Because y'all suck, misery tubers. But
everybody's retarded.
I want to open tonight's show with something I've been working on for a few days. Some of you may have seen the beginnings of some of the stuff that I'm going to be showing in tonight's over there on the Twats. But I had some fun doing this. It took forever, broke my back. But yeah, I'm going to get into the first Collectible Past talking point of the evening with this. Here we go. We are hanging out with Helmet, and we are taking a look at 1985's mini bots. So we got Warpath right here in the front, followed up by Cosmos. Of course, following that, we have Power Glide. I will say that Power Glide, 9 times out of 10, the wings get bent up. You could take a heat gun to it, you could take the stress marks out and realign all the wings. Then, of course, we have Sea Spray, and then we have Beachcomber. So what made this mini bot collection a little bit different than the first series is that these guys, almost none of them were cars except for Beachcomber, actually do have an original card back for Cosmos right there. Have that one right there. As I recollected these, I was fortunate enough to get an original card back with them, so... Let's go ahead and check out these guys in some action poses. And that is all we have on our G1 mini bots. Guys, what did you think about this one? Did you enjoy taking a look at these old toys right here with Dark Helmet? Be sure to let Dark Helmet know what you thought about this one. Later, y'all.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
Yeah, I love those things.
Messing with the sound effects is actually a lot easier this time, but yeah, I wish I could have got that clip a little bit longer. I mean, I was taking my sweet time trying to do the stop animation. Apparently, I was moving them too fast. I'm still working. I'm still trying to get the hang of that stuff. But I did get the motion clips a little bit higher than I did the last time I did one. So I'm getting there. I'm learning this on the fly. So
yeah, no, they're looking great. And those pieces those are a lot of fun. I miss those old figures.
And that was the complete 1985 line of newer bots that they released. And the one thing I will notice, I want to note rather, is the original one were listed as mini bots or mini cars. But it makes no sense to call them mini cars moving into the second series of them, because one was a vehicle. Only one was a car. I mean, you got a tank, you got a plane, a UFO, a hovercraft. I mean, it doesn't make no sense to call them mini cars.
Yeah. No, it's great, man. Yeah, this is going to be very Transformers heavy, I think, this episode.
Oh, big time. I was telling Trina that before. So before we get into the next segment, which is all on you, Vinnie, let's say hi to the chat real quick. Super fan Adam Shawhan, first one in the house. Super fan will wind up being a special guest on Collectable Past. He will let me know when, possibly next week. We'll see how things work out. Chaos Hoy in the house, asking about the pigs. As always, pigs are doing okay. Helmet actually had a treatment today for his, his infection, his chest infection thing. So he still has to get them. Poor guy. Yeah. Toy Mafia in the house. What's up, Toy Mafia? Time Prophet in the house as well.
Nice.
Time Prophet says can't stay long, has to be up very early due to reasons. No worry, man. Glad you could still stop in. It doesn't matter how long you're here, as long as you're here and you have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Snort a poop is Q Burr. Hello, humans and other critters. What up, man?
Hello. That icon he has is the best.
I know, the polar bear.
Yeah.
Well, if you follow him on Twitter, he posts some pretty funny polar bear memes.
Nice.
Soul Assassin also in the house. What's up, Soul Assassin? Papa Cotton in the house. Papa, did you get your drink on? Did you see the opening salvo? Just make sure you get that glass. Yeah, don't get too blasted.
Yeah, hammered as in from alcohol, not because of Paul Pelosi. And I'm just saying.
So, Vinnie, I got to ask. Did you get the one that we both have? Because I have one prepared for that as well.
Yeah, I did. I have a substitute though for the other bot that's supposed to go inside the. Yeah. I know where it is. I just can't get to it because I went through like 3 or 4 bins. I'm like, oh, and then it hit me exactly where it was. And I'm like, oh, I can't get to that right now. It's kind of an impossibility. So I'm like, well. But anyway, I do have. I want to do a short first. Yeah, I just posted this thing up. I was running around today, and I pulled a Tommy. It's like I gotta go get some stuff in the stores, but of course the most important aisle to go down is what?
The toy aisle.
That's right. So
every time.
Yeah, this thing kind of turned my stomach, but I figured let me record it for today. So here is some kind of exclusive Optimus Prime.
Oh, I've seen this one.
What?
God, that thing is ugly shit. And it's that ugly ass laser Optimus Prime. I hated that mold. I hated the original.
Shoulders. Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that from the G2. Like, I was never interested in when they talked about they were re-releasing it. First, they did the regular Prime in their legacy of that G2 version. I couldn't stand that. And then they did Toxitron, which was just another repainting of that same one. Then they did the Christmas mold one where they used that same one again because they did 2 Christmas ones. One's with a G1 style Prime and then one with this. And now they did that as well. I hate that mold.
It's awful. Dude, this is the shittiest design. And then he's got like, I don't know, almost like a samurai looking mask, like a face thing. I don't know what the hell they did. But then it's like all the cheap accessories. So whatever that right weapon thing is, that's a reuse. We have sound waves. When it hit one of his cassettes, just done in white and a slightly different paint job for the face or something. And it's like, are they for real? Like, and what is he doing with that? He's holding like a pizza box. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Just retarded.
It's supposed to be a stupid shield, but it doesn't work as a shield.
It don't look like no shield, man. That looks like he's got like a really funky looking pizza box.
Oh, Bullseye! It's the target dog.
It's supposed to be the target dog, but it looks more like a wolf.
It does look like a wolf.
Yeah, but it's just retarded. He's holding it, and it's like, hey, I'm delivering pizza, but I'm a target truck. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Autobots,
Line up. Pizza is here.
Wait, but I am a samurai face, so I am delivering pizza for Target.
No, this is so stupid.
I kind of dig the samurai face, although not on this whole, like, individual parts of it are cool, but when you mash it all together, it's like a mess.
Yeah, it's called a cash grab, is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah, and his shoulders look like old stereos or something. Like,
Yeah, that's what they were saying in the chat.
Yeah.
What are his speakers? I forget what they were supposed to be on the original. I think they were actually supposed to be missile launchers, but obviously they don't look anything like that on this one.
Yeah, it's gay. So it's
enough
of that.
And not the good gay.
No. Yeah, anyway, we're gonna go to videos. I don't even. I guess I'll start off with the figure we were talking about before.
The whole pizza delivery thing makes me wonder why they haven't made a Domino's Autobot that like transforms into a pizza box.
Because Michael Bay would just make it racist anyway.
Well, why not? They kind of did that with the Stranger Things with the pizza van.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The pizza van was actually pretty cool. It's just either his legs were too long or his arms seemed a little short. But other than that, it was a pretty cool looking figure. But yeah, let me share screen. So I got one here. This is the Origins Wheeljack. So I figured let me start off this one. So not a terrible figure, but he definitely has problems. Plenty of problems. So here's his box. He's been sitting out here for a while now. I haven't had a chance to record him. I was looking for the figure that was supposed to be able to hide inside of him, like the transport thing in the cartoon in the episode, and could not find where the hell I put it. And it was a little too late, like I said. And but let me just get him out of the way. So down here, you can see there's the Origins Bumblebee. It's like a spaceship. He's supposed to fit inside of him, and you got to curl his kind of wings up. You kind of got to detach part of him and partially transform, I guess, in order for it to fit in. But yeah, I could not find where the hell I had put mine. So I have a substitute that doesn't really close, but just to kind of show you how it works, as if you can't see in the back of the box. Anyway, but there he is. I like his G1 look way better, but it's not bad. Something about it's still kind of charming and cool. And again, if any fans of the cartoon, I mean, you'd recognize him. Although he's got a ton of kibble, plenty of foldable parts, like the way that they designed his legs, like how that folds all up, and that's pretty cool. Like they did a pretty good job there. That backpack part is an eyesore and a half. And it doesn't even clip properly. It kind of like undoes itself at the top.
Yeah, you know what? And I noticed at the chest, like, and everybody, I'm going to be following his review up with my review of this same figure. The two contrasting styles, but I'm pretty sure the way this sounds already, we're going to be following a lot of the same talking points.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, I dig the character, so that's why I guess I'm slightly biased, but there's still plenty of issues, and yeah, he's a lot chunkier than he should be, and that's just how they did it. I mean, the colors are really nice. I like the kind of gleaming white plastic that they used. Hopefully, over time, it won't stain or discolor, because a lot of these kind of things do, but it seems all right. The gray is really good. There's some good sculpted details on him too.
Yeah, I love the color scheme. It's beautiful. The white with that blue clear plastic and the gray. That color scheme is awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did follow the colors from the original. Mm-hmm. So when they did the Sunbow, they haphazardly did a good job of following most of the colors from the original toys. Mm-hmm. And the original toy was colored just that way too.
Yep.
So it was an Attila Lamborghini.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason it was Attila is actually an Italian jet company.
Yeah. And
they just changed one of the letters. I think they added an extra L in there.
But it explains his color scheme too. He's got the freaking Italian flag on him. So it's
here's another funny
green,
one
white,
for
and
him.
red.
Did you know they released a special version of him at one time? It was in Marlboro colors on the G1.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's really hard to find, but they did it
wow.
in Marlboro colors with the Marlboro across the hood and everything.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I gotta check that out if we can find.
Papa Khan's being a racist in the chat.
Uh-oh. They all look the same. Well, we get mistaken for Jewish people as well. It's crazy.
Hey, Orville Nation also in the chat. What's up, Orville Nation?
Hey, what's up? How we doing? But I think they did a pretty nice job. Like, again, that green, the red, the white, it all works pretty well. This is weird, the kind of force field shield thing that he has. Like, they wanted you to be able to store everything on him, and it looks like weird wings, as if you need that back part to be any bigger.
It looks like did yours come reverse clip together too?
Yep. I think they did just to fit it in the packaging. Which, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, I had to snap it off. I'm like, what's wrong with this thing? I'm like, oh, it's not on correct. So, but yeah, I don't understand the design choices that they did. Like I said, aesthetically, like the colors are good. The sculpt itself is nice, but transformation-wise, and they had to go back to the drawing board. There could have been other ways to have this thing fold in more, but I think they needed at least one solid part, so they made it that top piece. Because snapping all this stuff together, he kind of wants to fall in on himself. Yeah, it's a bit tricky. But when everything is snapped in, it does look good. It looks exactly or almost pretty damn close to what the cartoon had, which it's not easy to do. Because again, we're talking about 2D animation and translating that into a 3D piece that could actually transform into a robot as well, and have enough space to put another transformer inside. Yeah, it was an engineering feat, but I still think that there's a few things they could have done better. So, but yeah, so the only other small Bumblebee I have is that Legacy kind of animated one. So that's essentially how it's supposed to work. I jury-rigged it. What are you gonna do? It wasn't going to close, not for shit, but that's technically how it kind of supposed to play out. And I do like that Bumblebee. I did modify him, by the way, because I hated the chin on it. Like the Jay Leno chin. It was so long. Like he couldn't even put his head down. So I took my knife, my Bram Frank knife, available now. Go contact Bram Frank. And yeah, you could. I just sliced off his chin a bit. Actually, a little more than a bit. But yeah, no, it works. I actually could look down. But Wheeljack, yeah, I didn't do any customization. It's just it is what it is. When you do put the force field thing on, it's a lot sturdier as well. So that's pretty cool. Again, that's something they didn't have to add, so that it was even in there. All right, I'll give them some props for that. But is it kind of useless? Yeah, it's kind of useless as well. But anyway, it is what it is. The two of them, they do scale very well together. Nice job.
I don't think so. And this I knew there was going to be something where we were going to disagree. They do not scale well together at all.
Oh no, but this is the animated one. This isn't the origin one.
It doesn't scale well.
Oh no? Okay.
No.
All right.
Why?
Again, I haven't watched the cartoons in forever either. So.
Well, I'll bring it up during my review.
What is he, like up to his waist?
He should be right around his just like in between the center of his chest and the waist is where he should be.
So what you're saying is Wheeljack should have been the next size up. He shouldn't have been.
He should have been about at least an inch taller, and he actually should have been wider too. That's something else I'll get into my review.
Right.
I thought
Tommy's
maybe you
the
were going to
expert,
hit on that
so
too.
yeah. But for what it is, I gave him a 7.5 out of 10. I know he has his problems, but there's still something I do like about it. Like Trina was saying, the colors are great. Aesthetically, like he does look fantastic. I wish I knew where the hell I put the other one. I have the Earthrise one as well. It has a slight cream color to him instead of pure white. So, but he is the race car. He turns into the race car. So. And yeah, the race car version of Wheeljack is my preferred version. Always be carrying a blade. Are you kidding me? Especially in 2024, we're in Biden land here. Yeah, we should be carrying a gun as well. But that's another. We'll do that toy stream another time. But yeah, that's what I gave him. I might have been a little generous. I was kind of bouncing between 7 and 7.5 for him, because there is stuff that's cool, but he does have his problems. So,
I don't know why it only got a 7.5. I feel like that's kind of low.
Yeah, and I was still being generous because I still like the character and certain things about him, but like Tommy was saying, it's off. It's not correct. So
yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue that. I like everything you said in that video, and you know what? I don't want people to get me wrong. Me like automatically saying no problems. I wanted this thing to be perfect. I was looking forward to this. The Bumblebee Origin one was actually really well done. Now, granted, there's a little bit of origami to him, and that's the way I described it. It's like origami, the way they fold up. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't bad overall. It was a decent figure. The joints and everything were really good on that one. And then this Wheeljack one that I had high hopes for, it missed for me. And I don't think I was as nice in the scoring department as you were, just because I was so agitated. And I want everybody to remember also, this is a little bit of the higher price point. This is the Voyager price point. So this one's sitting at $35.
Yeah, but we did get them on discount. So that's if I had to pay $35, I probably wouldn't have gotten them, to be quite honest. You told me about the sale. I'm like, oh, all right, let me go check it out. And I'm still all right that I have him. Like, he's an okay figure.
Nice. You guys kill me in the chat. Okay, I'm gonna get started with my review. Let's see how many things that I might have hit on that you might have missed.
Sure.
Welcome back. We're hanging out with Dark Helmet, the sci-fi and Transformers pick. What's up, Dark Helmet? We are hanging out with Dark Helmet, and we are getting ready to look at something that is Transformers related. So from Transformers Legacy United, we've got Origins Wheeljack. So let's go ahead and get this one open and take a look at it.
There's not enough energy in these conductors to last a Cortex.
Go right out of the box with our Origins Wheeljack, our teeny tiny Origins Wheeljack. So this guy is tiny, like he is small. We'll put him next to the Origin Bumblebee, and you can see that Origin Bumblebee is another one, like extremely small figure, like really tiny figure. And yeah, he is not that much smaller than Wheeljack.
Well, at least we found these, Wheeljack. And when these run out,
even though Wheeljack is a little bit on the small fry side, he does have a ton of movement in him. You got some decent movement up in here in the shoulders, going all the way around. A little on the sloppy side. He does have a decent waist turn right here. Once again, a little bit on the sloppy side. These kiblets keep popping open. That's pretty horrible. They've got a decent knee joint right there. Looks like there's going to be tons of movement in there. A good amount of kick up all the way out for the Van Dams. Like he can almost get a karate kick going on there. Hiya, Decepticons. And he should have been a little bit taller. So let's check him out in a few more poses. Jack can get down into a decent kneeling position, and in case you didn't see it, yeah, he had the gun in his hand last time, and they did include a port up on his shoulder, just like Wheeljack always had in the original toy and in the Sunbow cartoons. We had to balance Wheeljack off the back of the wall to get him in a running position, because I unfortunately don't have a foot stand that'll actually take that port size, but there you go. It looks pretty convincing in a running pose. One more pose here with Wheeljack and Bumblebee getting ready to fight off those Decepticons. There is one more thing that technically you're supposed to be able to attach. You're supposed to be able to attach this. It's supposed to be the big blast shield that he has in his vehicle form in the Sunbow cartoon. They show it attaching on the back here somehow.
Can't worry about that now. Hey, let's get back to Iacon.
Here we go with Wheeljack in his Cybertronian truck form. I will say, while this thing does look very much like the Sunbow cartoon, there's some hollow spaces in the bottom, and just the way that everything ports together in this thing is like origami, and if it isn't just right, nothing snaps together right, you gotta sit there and play with everything. It feels very cheap too.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Wait, you got to play with your toys. Unbelievable.
But yeah, did you see the cartoon how low Bumblebee looked next to Wheeljack?
Yeah.
He was, like I said, he was just a little bit. It wasn't a whole lot either. It was like if Wheeljack was at least another inch taller, and the shoulders in that toy, they looked too scrunched in. They should have been out a little bit more.
Yeah,
he was a pretty wide character.
Yeah, if they stretched him out a little bit more, you're right. It would have been a better balance, I think, and a little more bang for our buck, to be quite honest.
Not only that, I think if they would have made him at least an inch wider, and I didn't get into it in the review, and I probably should have. If they would have made him an inch wider and an inch longer, Bumblebee would have fit as a vehicle form probably right. And even if you had to turn him sideways, like, and I'll show that in the next clip from the cartoon, he kind of goes in on an angle, goes into the back of Wheeljack.
Wait, nothing there, Trina? An inch wider and an inch longer?
Trina, nothing?
I'm trying to be good.
Ty Prophet says it looks more like a Lego truck. When my wife seen it sitting on the table transformed, she said, "What is that supposed to be? A refrigerator?"
It's a Cybertronian refrigerator to hold that pizza that Asian Optimus was bringing from Targets.
Soul Assassin wants to know what they were smoking while coming up with character designs and names. That was oh God, why am I blanking on his name for Marvel? Bob Budiansky.
Oh yeah, Bob.
Yeah, Bob came up with all those names. I think he did a spectacular job, especially considering he had to do the entire bios for all those original Transformers from G1.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he sting anybody? The stickler for inches and angles. Yes, I am. But let's go ahead and get into the second part where I break down some of the problems a little bit more.
We now return to the Transformers.
They show it as a play feature like this coming down, but you gotta get everything just right when you pop this all back down, and you gotta lift this up, and like once again, there's this huge hollow space in there. Like just I'm just not sold on this design as being great.
Bumblebee, get in quick!
And with the back down, it's supposed to take Bumblebee, but no, it doesn't. They say there's a way you're supposed to be able to fold this up like this to kind of make him fit, but guess what? He still doesn't fit. So this doesn't work like they said it would. Like, he doesn't fit in there. Come on, give me a break. This is just stupid. To me, this is just a huge miss. I was actually planning on doing some stop animation, but as I got this thing out and seeing how horrible it actually was, I'm not even going to bother with this shit because it's not worth it. This thing is a piece of junk.
Mind if I cut in?
Here we go. One last shot with our origin Wheeljack with his gun on his roof. He's got those little spinning blades on the front that he used in the Sunbow cartoon to cut through the Decepticon ranks, and right next to Origin Bumblebee. Overall, I got to say, even though this one looks nice, he does have a ton of articulation, but some of the joints feel a little bit sloppy, and this is why I'm not going to do the stop animation on it. The joints are just a little bit too loose to be able to sit there and try to do stop animation on them, because the joint's going to be flopping all over the place. No, I'm sorry. Everything else that they said you were supposed to do, like being able to put the Bumblebee in the back, was an absolute fallacy. You cannot do it. I mean, I'm sure if you origami Bumblebee all the way up into something that doesn't even resemble his Cybertronian vehicle form, maybe you could jam it in there. But as it is, no, you can't. I'm sorry. What are you supposed to jam it in like that? Is that what they say he's in the vehicle form? I don't think so. The best that I can say that this one is going to get, and I don't know what kind of review score Vinnie's giving for this one, but for me, this does not do it. The best I can say for this one is a 7 out of 10.
Prime told me there'd be days like this.
And you didn't believe him?
I do now.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
So we weren't far off. I said I was messing between 7 and 7.5, and we gave it about the same.
And the only reason I gave it a 7 because as far as his robot mode, it looks great, but the loose joints on that thing were just horrendous, especially for something that is a brand new mold. And I am always a stickler for brand new molds not having loose joints like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the leg origami folded up nicely on mine. It was more secure. The thing that wasn't was the back part. You know, that top part that's supposed to fold in, where it clips together. It doesn't clip together properly. It just keeps like undoing.
I have the same thing with the chest. Like you go to move the head, the whole chest pops out of that freaking tab.
Yeah, you're right. Same.
Well, maybe they need little bungee cords.
Or just longer freaking pins and pegs.
Yeah.
It's
I don't.
Yeah,
I was going to say I don't get it though, because like the Windblade figure came right out at the same time as this Wheeljack figure, and that one was damn near perfection when I reviewed that like it was like a month or so ago. That thing was perfect. There was very little they could have did to improve that figure at all.
It's like you said though, if they came out at the same time, that means the budget had to get split. So they might have put more money into the other one over this guy. It could also explain why this guy was a little more rare to get, because you were saying it too. He's a little bit harder to find. That's why I found. Excuse me. I looked them up. I found a Target that I don't normally go to, and they had one of them sitting there. That's why I went. All right, let me snatch it up then. Maybe he is a good figure. Yeah, he's okay, but like you said, he's got his problems.
Well, here's the thing. Initially, hard to find. I return a Hasbro piece of trash and get the 7 Dragon Balls to wish for a better design toy. Well, initially it was hard to find in stores, but lately my Targets, they have a slew of them sitting there. I think word has gotten out. Like, and I know there's a lot of other bigger reviewers that have probably already tackled this because they get them early. And I didn't hear many like praising remarks about this toy other than the Hasbro shills that I always give it like, oh, it's a 9 out of 10. That thing made me cream 3 times when I took it out of the package.
They're like, I sneezed and I creamed. I'm so excited. Thank you, Hasbro, for sending me this figure. When I hear that, that drives me crazy.
Oh,
because you know you're not going to get an honest review.
Yeah.
Nope. And that's one of the reasons I like, especially with Transformers, where I will be so absolutely ruthless with some of them because I expect better out of these things. I love the franchise. I love the figures, the characters, and everything, and I want to see good representation, especially for the amount of money that they're charging for them.
Oh,
and if I don't get it, you best believe I'm going to say something about it. I'm not kissing nobody's ass over this shit. I wouldn't give a damn if they were giving it to me for free. I would still give them an honest review. And if they didn't like it, they probably just wouldn't send me anything anymore. You know, it is what it is.
There's this one guy, I've been watching a couple of his videos recently. He's hilarious. This little Asian guy named Joby. Oh my God, he is hilarious when he reviews. He does mostly third-party figures. And I'll show you some of it later. But oh my God, the guy's fucking funny. But I gotta say, I think the third party has been doing it way better. I got a couple other figures that it's I was really surprised by.
Yeah, there is a lot of those third parties that doing it right. And you know what, Soul Assassin, absolutely right. It's not hate, it's passionate. Henry Cavill.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Damn right. Joby, the dude in the Batman mask.
Yeah, sometimes he puts on the Batman mask and he does like a darker voice. But oh my God. He's funny. When you see it, you're like, holy shit, this guy's nuts.
There's a few guys out there, and I see there's a few newer guys that I see. They got the same passion for some of this stuff that we do. And I've seen, God, and I'm blanking on this dude's name. This guy is absolutely hilarious. I've been watching for a few months, and he gets just as freaking absolutely nuts about the bad figures like I do. It's like, it's hilarious. Great. Cursing and everything. I was like, this guy, me and him have the same spirit animal.
That's awesome.
I got one
about doing that with some of those older McFarlane ones because I have a couple I've been sitting on. I didn't want to review them. I might do them for next week because he did. I'll give him that. Todd did release a couple of really nice Batman figures. I was completely surprised by, but there's other shit that he's done that I want to rip to shreds. So I don't know. We'll talk about it. We'll see what we're gonna do.
All right, I got one more section here for Wheeljack, and it was kind of like it was an addendum to it, and it was kind of like you, where you were looking at that shield design, and I figured, oh, I see what they did now. So
yeah. Oh well, before you play, yeah. If I am able to get to where my other Bumblebee is, I'll do a short at least to do like how it's supposed to go in, and I'll either be like, oh, this is how it's done, or wow, Tommy's right, and I'm ready to throw this across the room.
dude, I went nuts trying to fold that up every different way this Sunday. And once you get it folded up, you can't get the hatch to close or nothing like that. So it's not what they were showing. Because they were originally talking about the whole figure supposed to fit, just like you seen it in the cartoon. Yeah, well, the minute you start folding things up, it's not like the cartoon. I'm sorry, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna play this addendum, and then we can get into other stuff. And whoever wants to bring up the next topic, go for it. Here we go.
We now return to the Transformers.
We got a quick addendum here for the origin Wheeljack. As far as the Wheeljack, I never put this on, and the reason I didn't, they actually had this ported on the opposite direction. I didn't even realize it at the time, so you had to try to unstick these, and I swear it felt like it was going to snap. But there he goes with his shield form, and I was wondering why it wouldn't work. And yeah, they had it ported on the opposite way. Why they would even have it set up like that, because it won't fit on his back. This seems to be the only way that it will go on. It just doesn't make any sense.
Anyway, guys, that is all we have on this Origins Wheeljack. What did you think of our assessment on this figure? Do you think we were spot on? Be sure to let Dark Helmet, the master of the sci-fi and Transformers, know what you thought of this one. Later, y'all.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye. The Transformers.
And there you go. Yeah, Chaos. You know what? If I thought that my BattleBots would do anything to them, I might consider it. There's been a few stinkers that I've taken out back, and I've shot them with the BB gun now. Of course, those dollar store ones, Trina was having a fit over. She's like, "Those are so cool. Why are you shooting them?"
Yeah, they were cool, and then they had like a comic book and everything.
And I'm out there like a bad pig shooting them with a BB gun. Shame on me.
Yeah, didn't E-Tap, didn't he pick them up too? Those little guys? Those
I don't know,
army
did
ones?
he? Yeah, because I'd seen the comic book like months after I did those reviews on those few of those figures, and they actually still have them in the freaking Dollar Tree. They still sell the damn thing, so
yeah.
Yep.
because they're $1.
Okay. I think I saw how that Bumblebee is supposed to. I'm looking at some guys' review right now.
I think you're supposed to fold up the front, but even then, the way the wingtip's set up, the top doesn't seem to close down.
I'm watching a guy doing a review. He got it closed. Okay. So you fold them inward, and then you take the halves of the front and you fold them back.
That's just dumb. It's once again, this is not even close to his vehicle form fitting in the back like the cartoon.
I know, because
I mean that was
him in there. That's all. They just wanted to get him in there.
Just wow.
Yeah. But again, he should have been a bigger figure. He just should have been bigger. And an inch would have done a lot. An inch deep, an inch wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I hear you.
Would have filled out that space nicely.
Hey,
right,
yo, make him really Italian, a lot bigger.
And Wheeljack should have came with a stiletto.
Oh shit.
Did you want to go again? Trina, did you have anything this week?
I do have a toy review. Yeah, I can go if you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Break up the Transformers reviews. Because we got a lot more coming.
Yeah, because I've got two more that are just Transformer centric. The only thing it's not is the toy hunt, which I was able to put a toy hunt together.
Nice.
The internet did allow it.
Sweet.
All right. So, yep, we've got the colored version of Dracula by NECA. I love this is another one with awesome box art, and yeah, I think it looks great.
Yeah, this thing is freaking beautiful.
Yeah.
That back setup that they did was jaw dropping. When I saw that when it first came on, I ordered it from somewhere and I got it in hand. I was like, wow.
I didn't get the black and white version, so that's the only version of him that I got.
Yeah,
And
it's unnecessary, to be honest.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't get it. So yeah, I mean the details in his face, I think they got perfectly. Yeah, I think he looks awesome. The thing where like he has where it's like sculpted on him the metal, like his metal thing. I feel like that would have been better as a separate piece. But other than that, I think they did a great job on his overall look. I wasn't too crazy about that ring, the way the ring looked on his finger. But on the other hand, it looks better, and I'll show you, obviously. But yeah, I think, yeah, he looks awesome.
Yeah, this thing was incredible. I'll say one thing. I did have the black and white one. I'm not sure. I can't remember if I reviewed it, but I ended up bringing it back because I'm like, yeah. I mean, the only difference was like the top hat and the cape.
Yeah.
His hands, he had like the white gloves, and they did change that chest piece. He didn't have that that medallion on it. It was something a little bit different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
there was some differences, but I don't think it really. Not for the price point. I'm like, nah, I'm good with the one in color.
Yeah. Yeah, I went with all the colors instead of black and white. I don't know, I just kind of like the way they look better. But I do have a couple of black and white versions of, like I've got the black and white version of The Mummy, and what's the other one? Frankenstein.
Yep.
Yeah, so but those were actually gifts, so yeah, the ones that I got myself are all the color versions. And yeah, just showing articulation. I mean, you don't really need to put him in a split position, but I guess you could if you want to.
Yeah, I mean, he's Dracula. If he wants to beat up some other people and regular humans, he should be able to do his vamps. Yeah, I love the gloss that they put on him too.
Yeah, and like the stripe down the side of his pants, that's in a gloss. Like you can almost see it. It's a little hard to see because everything is black.
Yep.
No, I'm catching it.
Okay.
Again, it's everything. It works. Nothing had to be over the top because he's such a classy, looking character and design. So they just nailed it.
Yep. Yeah, he looks awesome.
And all those portraits are amazing. It's not just one head's good and a couple suck. No, every one of those expressions are amazing.
Yep. I had a very hard time getting my camera to focus, but yeah, that's his like our face. And yeah, these heads are different because usually you just get the heads, but you get the neck with him as well. So yeah, that was kind of odd.
Well, I'm happy they did it because it's easier, I think, to take on and off.
Yeah, and for like his cape, and you can even see how his eyes are blue in that one. And at the bottom of this, there's some writing. I noticed it. I can't tell what that is.
I don't know either.
Is that a sculptor mark?
It shouldn't be. I don't know.
It's weird, right? It looks like it would be from like Japan or something.
Is it just on the one?
No, it's on this one too.
But they're the same exact, or they're a little different?
I think it's the same writing.
I don't know.
But yeah, so
the hands are incredible.
Yeah, they're very well done.
Yeah, and a couple of people were mentioning like a Gap After Dark. And what's going on, Gap? I could see the details in the hair and the face. It looks great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Scrambles, what's up, Scrambles? It says very detailed.
Yeah.
Soul Assassin says is our face.
Yeah, look at those hands. Holy shit. That's so like, uniquely him.
Yeah. I think the ring looks better on this hand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna vary from figure to figure.
Mm-hmm.
What up, Tony?
Hey, Tony. And this is cool too. They even have they make it look like the wax is melting down on the candlestick holder.
So Trina, if you ever have something like that in close up and you're trying to get that camera to focus, put your complete hand behind it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll actually cause it to focus on the smallest object in the screen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a beautiful job. Really looks like real iron.
Yeah, that I love that.
That's so cool. See? And now you get all your other toys junk. It's awesome.
I know. This was so I actually said this in the in the review, but I feel like this figure is really the only one that kind of rose to the ultimate status, because all the other figures are awesome, very happy with them, but this one came with all kinds of accessories and the other ones really didn't.
Well, I'd say Wolfman, his accessory stuff was great because you could change him to human form as well, and he came with the bear trap. Like, there are things I think they did very well, but I agree they could have added more stuff. Like the Mummy, they went cheap on him because they wanted to do that stupid thing with the sarcophagus by itself, and then they added a couple other items. Those couple of other items should have came with him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I agree.
Like the jars or whatever. And, yeah, but yeah, I do agree that they did go all out on this guy.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, the Lugosi family, yeah, they're not easy to deal with. So.
Oh, really?
No, yeah, they're notorious for kind of being very difficult. But yeah, if you could land the contract with them and hit all their kind of rules and stipulations and stuff, yeah, I mean, like look what they put out, you know. Yeah, this is killer, absolutely killer.
Yeah, I love this. This right here, the bat thing, really was like I was like, yeah, I gotta get this figure. He looks awesome with that bat there.
Yeah, it's damn cool. They got the idea from the Assassin's Creed 12-inch figure from Damn Toys. They have the same setup, and they came up first with the kind of like the clear part that attaches, so you could keep the bird flying in the air.
So cool.
Yeah, it was wise. I'm happy that they did this. Yeah, the cape is beautiful.
It is.
I'll say that the black and white one, I did like that. The outside of it was black and the inside was like white or grayish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But
yeah,
when money's this tight, it's like, yeah, I'll stick with one. The color.
I know. I can't get two of everything.
Nope.
But yeah, I love the fabric of that. Like, it's. And the way it drapes, it's beautiful. It's the same material as the gown on the Bride of Frankenstein.
The one thing I will say about that cloak right there, And now I've seen some of the other figures that NECA does when they actually cut that cloth for it, and it's really cheap, and you can see almost like jagged lines in some of the cloth the way they cut it. This one looks very clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could tell they stepped the quality up. Yeah, this thing is just—it's awesome from every angle.
I know. He's so awesome. He doesn't come with a stand. Well, you guys know that, but anyone wondering, that's just a stand that I had. Oh yeah, and I had to do this. That's actually the Jada Toys bride.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
That was good. You did a good setup there.
Thanks. But yeah, that's Dracula. I think so far, I think overall, he's my favorite of the Universal monsters. The figure, as far as like the figures go, I just like everything they include with them, and yeah, all the details and everything. He's very well done.
He is. Yeah,
But yeah, that's
awesome.
That's that.
So you did have some questions. Gap After Dark. Trina, did you drink that whole bottle of wine?
It came empty, so that was a little bit of a
Damn
ripoff.
son of a bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His cups were filled with blood, though.
Yes.
He's not like the Leslie Nielsen Dracula. Look at me, I'm eating chicken and drinking wine.
Assault Assassins is Trina, were you imagining Dracula scenes while opening that figure?
Absolutely.
Well, I think you have to a lot of time, especially if you want to try to capture some poses from the movie, because when you're posing these things and you want to really look at them in all their glory, especially the ones that are done right, you want to try to capture something that reminds you of a scene from the show you've seen it in, or maybe some artwork or something.
Yes.
For sure. Oh, before we get into the Transformer stuff again, I did come across a figure that I think Trina mentioned that she liked or looked pretty cool.
Well, hold on. Right before you show that, Soul Assassin sent this over for you, Trina.
Okay. Oh, cool.
That's awesome.
I love that. That looks awesome. And with the guinea pigs.
That's right.
That is so cute. I love it.
Shit. It's just missing Optimus Prime back there. The Japanese Optimus Prime. The River Joe Pizza. So I went by the GameStop and took a quick look in there, and they had a couple more of these figures. They put her out though. I didn't see her last time, but they had her this time, and she actually did look pretty good. The Trinity.
Nice.
I was trying to get a better angle of the face. I couldn't really capture it. Neo, I think that's off, and the legs look way too short. That arm sticking out is too long, but she looked pretty good. So I figured, let me just record that for Trina anyway. But yeah, that's not too bad, and for like $25, it's not a terrible price, but. Yeah, these are limited. I think they're only down to what, 5,000 for her.
Yeah, but they don't sell. I see them all the time. Those things do not sell. And the last time I seen a few of them, they were actually getting clearanced out because they couldn't sell them. So I would definitely. I mean, unless you really feel like you need it, I would definitely hold off and wait because you're going to see those prices come down.
Yeah, I think so too. Because the ones that I've seen that were going on clearance and shit were like the Pennywise. And the what's the stupid comedy movie? The Hangover. They had the fat guy with the baby. Like why would you even make that? Like, it doesn't even make any sense. It's not a movie Maniac. Whatever. It's like I said, he doesn't even know his own brand anymore. That's
I mean, when he did the Wicked Witch, I could see that to a degree. Okay, because she is an evil character. Okay, kind of, yeah. But like Harry Potter, like that was one of the first wave. Like, why?
Yeah, this is just because I think he was trying to keep. I know it pisses off Randy because Randy from NECA, he worked over there, and that was one of the things that he kind of brought to the table. So maybe it was just it's our movie brand. So now we just that's the movie brand. It's not just going to be horror characters anymore. McFarlane. So
Then rebrand it.
Yeah, rebranded for sure. Because you should still have a horror line, and you could keep that as Movie Maniacs. Anything that's extra violent and extra bloody makes sense.
Yep.
But if you're gonna do other things, like again, he had Bugs Bunny in the Superman costume, and he called that a Movie Maniac. Sorry, that's not even close.
Yeah.
But you know, that's what happens when these people he's almost like an idiot savant.
He should rename it Tuna Todd's Maniacs.
I guess. I mean, you're not wrong. Hey, I'm going to show a pretty damn cool piece that a bit of a surprise. So, should I go with the better score first, or?
Yeah, why not? I think we need another pick me up. Trina came in with the Dracula. We need one more before we go downhill again.
All right. Well, the other one's still not down. It's still a pretty high score, but this was a huge surprise. I'm happy that I got this. Okay, so this is a Megatron figure from the Bumblebee movie. He was cut from the film. This was based off of concept artwork, and the original figure, he's going for like $55 retail, but right now online, like he's going anywhere from $75 to $200. I shit you not. And I'm like, what the hell? I had him in my hands the day he came out. And I'm like, oh, well, he'll probably be in another store for cheaper. I'll wait. And I never saw him again. And then again, the scalpers went crazy. And I didn't understand why. So this thing that I found is actually a knockoff. And he's gone by a few names. Silver Bullet was one of them from what I've seen. And not many people have this. I only ordered him because it's a seller that I've bought from before who ships really fast. And the quality is pretty damn good. So I'm like, oh, he had him. All right. Half the price. I got this guy for like $25. And he's a triple changer.
Nice.
Yeah. And I got to say, I think this thing came out really damn well. Yeah, well, I'm going to be getting into it, but you'll see various parts in this review where he doesn't have a logo on his chest, and then other parts where he does. I put the decal on a little bit later. It's one that I already had, so I'm like, oh, let me see. Oh, perfect size, and you can't even tell. You cannot tell if this thing is a knockoff. The paint job on this thing is immaculate. Yeah, it's balls on accurate. Whatever they did, I guess they just stole the mold, and I think even the plastic, because there's like nothing that feels cheap about this guy.
And you know what? And what does that say about these companies like Hasbro and some of the other ones who actually own these damn franchises? Yeah, and they're still sending them over to China to make them. Yep. But they're charging so much more for them. What does that say about them?
Yeah, it's that overhead so that they can get more money. They are bending over the fans, and it's horrible. And I got to say too, for a guy that's this sleek, would you think this guy transforms into 3 different things? It's crazy, but actually there's a 4th hidden mode, and some people even squeeze out a 5th and 6th mode, believe it or not, which I was kind of my jaw hit the floor on that. But granted, the other 2 modes are just slight variations of a different mode. But I gotta say, yeah, robot, jet, tank, and the hidden mode, which I'll show you too during this review. And I gotta say, the details are all here. Pretty amazing. And everything locks in, everything's super solid. His ankle joints were so tight, I didn't think that they moved. But yeah, he's got ball joints on the ankles too. Like they did a great job. Or the hinged inward. I think the head is a little bit different from the original figure. Like the eyes are slightly different. But other than that, you can't tell the difference. He's got butterfly joints. Yeah, it goes the up down bicep. He's got forearm swivel as well. He's got a hinged or a single, but it goes past 90. The wrist turns. He's got 3 fingers are all together, but the index finger, he has the extra joints on there. So that's really cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and again, for the size too, I was impressed. It was almost like a masterpiece type thing. He's got swivel. He's got the hip skirts that move. You could put him in the back, and then he could do his Van Dams. He go well beyond that too. I just kind of, it was just as I was opening it, so I didn't want to, go too extreme until I transformed him. His legs, they go higher than this as well. Yeah, it was impressive.
Wow.
Past 90. Yeah, all the way back. No hindrance whatsoever. He does have the hinge forward, and it does have the rocker. Like I said, they're super tight. So again, he ain't falling, he ain't going anywhere. You could set this guy up perfectly. It's a beauty, especially if you like the movie kind of versions or a little bit of their designs. This had more of a mix between movie and kind of classic. He was somewhere in between, so not too bad. And you have different options too with his cannon, which I do like. There's even, if you wanted to kind of store it up, this is unnecessary. I don't even know why they did it, but they did it. So if you want to try something different, you could. It's up to you how you want to display your figures, but pretty damn cool. And he's got those ports on the back on either side. So if you want to just whatever, that's a thing you could do if you want to do it. Nothing's necessary. But you could also actually have the cannon port back there. So if you want it over his shoulder instead, you could do that. And yeah, it has like the extended part. So yeah, you could just have it up in the air or all the way up. I mean, again, however you want to do it. So pretty cool. And since he has those butterfly joints too, like his arms reach over, so he can even hold his own cannon as he's kind of has it up in the air. Yeah, there's like almost no hindrance on that figure. That's how he scales with the official Shockwave. And yeah, that's 110. So he's 109 and the other one's 110 in the Studio Series. So there you go. And like I said, with that decal I put on his chest, you cannot tell that he's a knockoff. There's like nothing that gives it away. Pretty impressive. So yeah, there it is without. And that is the other figure we're going to be reviewing a little bit later in the stream. Nemesis Prime. But it's the movie version, which we have not seen in the movie. Look how damn cool that is.
Very cool.
So yeah, I'll be showing that. And he's a slight upscale. As you can see, he's a little bit bigger than the Megatron. Megatron's almost 8 inches. I think in the review I said around 7, but he's almost 8. So yeah, pretty damn good size on these things. Very impressive, and they look incredible together. So Nemesis, he has some issues here or there, but for the most part, that thing is gorgeous. I'm very impressed with what they had done. So yeah, here's tank mode. Pretty damn cool. I see some people bitching. I'm like, nah, this looks like a Cybertronian tank. I thought they did a nice job. Oh, sorry.
Well, apparently most of those people probably never played the High Moon Studios game.
Right? Or even Beast Machines. Beast Machines, they're tanks that are on Cybertron, and it's got a similar vibe. So I think it's pretty accurate to kind of what was already established a bit. Yeah, there's some gappiness here and there, but I actually do something during this review that kind of like, if you want to do it, you could do it. There's nothing holding you back with it. But oh, and that turret does go all the way around. This whole top part spins 360 degrees. So that is impressive as well. And yeah, just to kind of show you comparisons with Shockwave in his tank version, which again, we never saw him transform in the movie, but you know, they did it with the core version, which again, pretty damn cool. I like whoever came up with the designs on this. I think they did a very nice job. But yeah, all right. So I took the swords from Nemesis Prime and I just laid them there. It almost looks like it kind of fits, and it kind of covers up the gaps.
Well, not only that, but do you know where they used something very similar to that, Vinny?
What's that?
So in the Siege line for War for Cybertron, they had a Megatron, and he came with that big, giant, double-bladed thing. Mm-hmm. That big double-bladed thing would sit right on the front of the tank like that.
You're right. Yeah. Poured it in the front. You had the cannon set up the way they did. It was pretty cool. I like that. Oh, and this little guy is Noah Diaz. He's from Beast Machines. At the end of the movie, parts of Jazz, spoiler, goes on top of the kid. So he's got like a super suit kind of thing. And he came with Nemesis Prime. So that was an awesome little bonus that they threw in there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
It is. He's like a snap together piece as well. So, but yeah, I'll show more of that in a little bit. But yeah, so I just laid his blades there. But yeah, like Tommy said, yeah, there you go. It's similar to the other Megatron designs.
You know how there's like a space in there after you transformed it?
Yep.
Like, you know how usually with regular transformers everything fits together nicely and flat and everything?
Mhm.
That looks like how when I transform a transformer and I can't do it quite right, but it's like, there, I did it.
It still looks good.
Yes.
Tommy, help! How do I transform this?
Literally.
But hey, I gave you that guy's website, and he helped you with that transformer.
Yeah, and Tommy sent a video as well. Like everybody was like, "Have you transformed it yet? Have you transformed it
No,
yet?"
you were scared. It's intimidating when you haven't transformed them ever. But yeah, this was pretty awesome. Like I said, you could, since the cannon it's on the two different parts, you could kind of go up and down with it.
Oh, wow.
And 360 all the way around. All right, his jet form. This was the weakest mode. Nothing really clipped him that well, but from what I've seen of people who actually reviewed the official figure, same deal. They had issues with this. So again, I think it was like a last minute, hey, we need to do another form, and he turned into Jets in the other movie, so let's do something, because it doesn't feel like it was that well thought out. But I mean, still kind of okay ish. Whatever.
Yeah,
But,
I think it still looks awesome.
It's kind of okay, but the thing is, like, nothing really pins in properly. I'll give it another go, but yeah, it had some issues. But here is the hidden mode. You could actually turn them into like a Cybertronian gun.
Cool.
So a little bit old school. And if you have that other Megatron that Tommy mentioned, the Siege one, you could put his cannon up here, so it looks closer to almost like G1-ish with like the scope kind of thing.
So this is a mode that they actually had for the original Shockwave toy that they had licensed off from Toyco with the original Transformers G1.
Yep.
And Shockwave had this mode as well. So he had his regular gun mode, but if you put his feet out, it could stand up, and it was supposed to be almost like a firing cannon.
Yeah, like they do in Extreme Yoga.
And somebody had posted that recently, because I seen it. Rodimus Primal rather was actually mentioning it, and the guy said, "Look, you won't give us Megatron as a gun. How about a workaround?" And they said something very similar to this, like they transform into an artillery piece.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say one thing though. Like it even has a pretty like kind of natural feel when you have it in your hand like that. But there is a problem on the top and the bottom, and it's the gap that you'll see when I kind of turn it a bit. But like I said, overall, for a feature that's kind of like a hidden feature, it wasn't something that was super planned. It's just kind of fans came up with it. It works, and I'm sure you could do a workaround or add some other stuff there to kind of hide it more. But yeah, pretty damn amazing. Triple changer / quadruple changer ish. And again, bootleg version of him. So yeah, he got a pretty damn high score. If the jet mode was a little bit better, I think he would have got a 10 out of 10. But yeah, 9 out of 10. This guy was pretty damn incredible. You know, and like I said, like look at the posability on him. You know, you get his freaking other arm all the way around to touch the cannon as well. And again, it's still like just messing around with the figure. Just the poses you could do, it's pretty impressive. Pretty damn impressive. So it's a shame we never got this in the film. It's a shame that they went the cheaper route with the Bumblebee movie, because it should have been more Cybertronian stuff.
Yep, Soul Assassin mentioned that as well, and that's one of the things I always talked about, and it was such a letdown with that movie. Yeah, it should have been the whole movie, and instead they went with that Condor Verlag German comic non-canon bullshit for the Bumblebee story. Yeah,
kind of sucks, man. Because we missed out on something really good. Because I love Bumblebee's design in that movie too. Like they redesigned him from head to toe, and he had a charming feel about him. Like there's a lot of stuff that worked, but yet still had more of the flavor of the original stuff. So, but either way, like I said, this guy's killer. If you do happen to see him in stores, don't even sleep on him. Just pick him up, because if anything, even if you're not a Transformers fan, you could flip him, because he's going for big money. And like I said, good luck finding him because the aftermarket, they're insane prices on this guy.
And then obviously, if you are a collector and you don't want to pay those exorbitant prices, man, look up this one that Vinnie's seen by this third-party company. What's the name of the company?
It had a couple of different names, but only 2 people were selling them. So it just type in the knockoff Studio Series 109 or MX6601. I have it on the name of the review, or Silver Bullet Gun Tank. Like there's a couple of different variations, but you're gonna get a bunch of different Megatrons as well when you look it up. So kind of just you're gonna have to scroll a bit to see who's got them. Yeah, and the guy I got him from, he only had one available, so that's again why I jumped on it. So hopefully there'll be more. And when I get into the other review after Tommy goes, I'll talk about that too, because there's a couple of different knockoff versions of Optimus, and that one I picked up, the Nemesis Prime one. It's one, I've never had a Nemesis Prime at this scale that kind of fits with these guys. And 2, I love that extra detail from the movie versions. So yeah, kind of all around.
Well, they did release a larger Nemesis Prime, but I want to say it was a special release, like it was an exclusive somewhere.
Well,
I think it was the Kingdom version, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, all right. Well, the only other Nemesis Prime I have is the largest. Remember that company, the one that went out of business and the arrested the presidents and vice president. They had a version of Nemesis Prime that I got a long time ago as well, and that's a pretty nice figure. He has less moving parts than the one that I did review, but still really cool. But again, one for this scale, it kind of fits with Siege and or for Cybertron and the movie ones. Like that's Well, we'll get into it.
Yeah, the only one that I have is the little core class figure that they released. It was just a repaint of the Prime core class. So
okay, I didn't know that was released. Nice.
Oh yeah, it was released a couple of years ago. I think I showed it off at some point. I know I did because it's been unboxed, so I had to have shown it off.
Okay.
But so I will. Trina, did you have anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Okay. I'm going to jump in with a toy break, and then after that, I've got one short video to play, and then it's all back to you, Vinnie.
Okay.
All right. So the toy break and the other video I have, they're only like 2 minutes and 22. It ain't multiple videos, so they should blow through pretty quick. But here we go with your toy break for the day. Welcome back as we are hanging out with Indy. Indy's filling in at this moment for Helmet because, Helmet had to get some treatments for his respiratory ongoing problem with Helmet. But we are here looking at some re-releases of some old Beast War figures. I wasn't a huge fan of the Beast Wars, but I did think the Optimus Primal and the original Megatron, that Kenner, yes, it was under Kenner. Now, even though Hasbro had already owned the Kenner name, they decided they weren't going to put Beast Wars out under Hasbro because they weren't sure how the toy line was going to do. But they did do these re-releases of them, and these are very faithful to the originals, box and all the way down to the end. Also got this one dirt cheap for $14.99 at Ollie's, and we got Scorpknock right there. Not bad looking. They did have a few other ones at Ollie's. I think they had like Pterosaur and Tigatron. Might even had Cheetor, I forget. They did have a few, but this was one of the only other ones I decided to pick up. Anyway, guys, did you have any love for the Beast Wars stuff? And did you wind up picking up any of these re-releases of them? This has been your toy break for today.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, man. You just never know what you're going to find in Ollie's, and the fact that I did see a couple of the Beast War ones there was pretty cool. I would have liked to have seen some of the other ones, but yeah, they had Tigatron, they had Cheetor, and then they had that Scorponok. I didn't really see much of anything else, but not interesting. And then, you know, like the Optimus Primal and the Megatron one, the original Beast Wars Kenners one, I like those. I didn't really care much for the Transmetal and all that shit that they did later on, but these ones I thought were neat. Like I said, wasn't a huge Beast Wars fan, but I did appreciate the designs that they implemented in these ones with the engineering. I thought they were pretty cool.
Yeah, they did a pretty nice job.
I don't know if I'll ever open them though.
Yeah, I hear you. I seen the one from Rise of the Beast, the ape, in stores. It does look pretty good, and I think that you could actually even use them as a, Optimus Primal or something like a stand-in for him, for sure. For
yes, Soul Assassin. Yes, I showed that one off at one point. The Optimus Primal and Megatron, Bat and freaking Crocodile.
Yep.
Yes, mine is still sealed too. Don't know how that happened, but yeah. So we have that, and then I have this one other one. This is talking about some of the things that they do with older toys to kind of fluff out toy lines. And I know Vinny's going to know exactly what I'm talking about when I play this clip.
One of the things we talk about quite often with a lot of these different toy lines is how they like to reuse molds quite often. One of the companies we always talk about is Masters of Universe, and that is no different with their Turtles of Grayskull line. Most of what they use for Leonardo is the same as Raphael, and most of the core elements of the figure is going to be the exact same for Michelangelo and Raphael as well. And a lot of other companies did this as well. It's an easy way to put more figures out in the market. Hasbro was no different with Sideswipe, and then, of course, creating Red Alert. Then you also have Inferno, which was based off the Grapple mold. Of course, the Seeker Jets, all these guys were exactly the same. And the reason I'm showing off the main bodies, because you can see the main bodies are exactly the same. There's no difference whatsoever between these. Even the way they transformed was exactly the same. Just a reuse of the mold, different colors, maybe a few different accessories, and you've got a whole different toy. And of course, that continues with Hasbro to this day, reusing molds, making small changes here or there to be able to put more characters on the shelf. I don't necessarily always think it's a bad thing, but sometimes, as I've talked about quite often, you got to be careful of mold degradation. Reusing the mold way too many times causes these things to become loose, sloppy, and terrible. One other one I will mention, and I've actually done a full video on this, are some of the mini cars or mini bots like Huffer here. Everybody says that Pipes is nothing but a remold of Huffer, and I got into the discussion. It is not. This mold has been completely altered. And most of those 86 bots that were based on the 1984 ones have been altered so significantly that they are no longer just a remold, they are a complete redesign. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this one.
The Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Chaos Hoy fired Hasbro.
You're
I
fired.
know. Yeah, and Hasbro could do better. They've proven they could do better. They just continue to do shit. And once again, I don't have a problem with reuses. Just make sure that you fix the molds. Like when you're going to redo it over and over and over again. Like that Grimlock mold, fantastic mold. But as they've already worked onto the third version of Grimlock off that same mold, it's going to start becoming a sloppy piece of shit if they don't fix that mold.
Yeah. This is true, man. Yeah, McFarlane's notorious for it as well. You'll see parts of figures or almost entire figures just reused, repainted, and they just change like a hand or a head or something.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even mention like the GI Joe line, and once again, that falls under Hasbro. Barbie was another one. They've reused the main body over and over and over again.
For sure.
And I'm sure if you go down the rabbit hole, there's tons of other companies that have reused the exact same bodies multiple times just to be able to put more figures out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nuts. These companies got to do better. You got to do better.
When they use too much cocaine. If you're gonna reuse molds, at least clean or repair the molds. Exactly. That's all you ask. If you do that, you won't have the problems that you wind up having later on with a lot of these repurposed molds that they keep just beating into the freaking ground.
Yeah. Well, again, I don't know. The steel molds they hold up for a good amount of time, but you're right. When it's overkill, then
Yeah, you can only heat those things up because I used to work for a company that did. I've talked about that. It's Silicon Plastics, Lysol. Damn it! Now, why am I blanking on that? Mouthwash, Listerine, and a bunch of other plastic molds. And I know those molds over time because we'd have to change the machine molds out when we changed over to a different line. And some of those molds had to be taken out, and they had to fix the damn molds. They had to do repair work to the molds because they would expand, being heated up and then cooled down over and over again. They would expand, they would crack, they would get a little, it would just change the dynamics of the mold, and you wouldn't get exactly what you wanted out of them. So they would always have to repair the molds.
Yeah. So the fun fact with the knockoffs in China, usually they'll have like a test run with like steel molds, or if there's a defect in a mold, they'll get rid of them. And then other times they're perfectly fine and they get sold to another company. And usually that's what ends up happening. You might even have the same companies in China who do the legit stuff and they just moonlight on the side as well. So you'll have a couple of different things happening because McFarlane, they tried to do something. That's when I learned about it when I was working for them, where Todd wanted to go with a cheaper company and didn't realize it was the same owner of both companies. And he goes, "Oh, you're trying to pull a fast one on us." So they sabotaged a couple of their lines on purpose. And if it wasn't for good old Vinnie, they would have been really fucked. Because there was a whole line that when you open them up out of the package, you go to move any of the limbs, the figures would explode.
Yeah.
The entire bodies, because it was how you paint them and glue them. They reversed the process so that the only thing that was keeping it together was actually the paint. Yep. So they look great in box.
Oh, and here's another thing. You mentioned that they would sell off the molds. Now, I know there was some research I was doing on that. So you know how some of these third-party companies over there in China were doing knockoffs of the original G1 Transformers?
Yeah.
From what I understand, when those old molds that Hasbro had used, they sold some of the really old, crappy molds off. China bought them, and that's what they were making some of those knockoff Transformer toys with.
Yep. There you go. Yeah, it's some crazy shit, man. But again, China, not okay. But speaking of which, I'll say something that is okay. The knockoff they did on this Optimus Prime, whoo, very impressive. So we're gonna get into this one, which again, like I said, he's a slight upscale. He's maybe a little bit under an inch taller than the actual figure. And I like that because it's Nemesis Prime, so he is a different character. So I'm fine with that. And he actually has his thighs are die cast. That's something that the Hasbro figures. There's no metal on the Hasbro one. This guy has a couple of pieces that are die cast on him. So pretty cool that they did that. And like I said, the details on him and the paintwork is freaking phenomenal. Because I saw the Rise of the Beast one. Apparently, if you find that Rise of the Beast Optimus, he's going for a lot of money too, over $100. And I wasn't impressed with like the mold on him and everything. Like he's got cheap looking plastic pipes. Like it's like a weird flat gray that really looks like a baby toy. But this thing is all like proper silver. black and silver with his windows here that are all red, like a clear red plastic. They did a really killer job. So I definitely my hat goes off to the knockoff company, which is MHK, or they also go by, I think, Black Mamba or Mamba. But yeah, this is the like I said, the Studio Series 102 knockoff, and yeah, like I said, Nemesis Prime here. The other one, I think, the other knockoff is called Supreme Commander, I believe. But yeah, great freaking piece. And his transformation was really unique too. I didn't know what to expect because I never had the other figure. Everything about this guy, like it's just very flush and it's very clean. He does have parts added there, or the transformation part, but we'll get into it. It's not necessary, but they threw something in there that kind of works. So yeah, I'll be getting into it. Like I said, the scaling with these two are pretty spot on. There's your little Noah Build-A-Figure, but like I said, the paint on him, everything, the details, it is immaculate. Very surprised with this guy. And again, the same seller that I got the Megatron from. That's why I'm like, oh, for the price of that other one, I got my Rumble Bucks in. Let me pick up these guys. You know, they had one of each, and very happy I did. This is a pretty damn great set that we have here, and this is more accurate, film accurate too. He has double tires on the legs, which I believe that other figure does not have. The actual official figure. So like I said, they improve upon the molds. Articulation is fantastic on this guy. He's got the ab crunch, which is partly for transformation, but you could make it work. Cool poses. He did have another articulation bit that I forgot to add. He has like a kind of like a U shape where the connection is. It's for transformation as well, but you can use it for articulation if you want. So you get a little better range out of his shoulders. Pretty nice spread. He's got upper thigh rotation, single bend for the knee, but the way that they did the hips too, it almost becomes like a drop down, but it's more of like a sliding kind of hinge joint. So that's pretty good because again, you can get them in the kneeling pose just fine. Yeah, the leg bends to 90. Beautiful ball joint, which again is part of transformation as well, and it's very tight. The loosest joint I think might be right elbow, and we do have a little problem with his ion blaster. Again, because it is a knockoff. He has a bit of a loose problem. So, yeah, we got that issue going on. And I did have to make a modification in order to transform him as well. So the antenna parts on his head were just a little too long, just a smidge. So I had to trim those suckers down too, so that I could actually fold his head into his chest for transformation. But, yeah, there's his battle axe, which it does have a removable part so you could slide in. This fits fine. There's no problem with that. Fits in the hand just you know, like it's supposed to. Although it feels like it's a little bit of a small axe, but it's still cool. So again, his accessories are pretty impressive. What he comes with, and he's got like weapon storage too. He has a clip that it goes on the back for that axe. He does have two of these, which you saw with the Megatron review before. And there's three different ways you could have him either hold it in his hand just normally, making it come out of his forearms, or on the side of his forearms for those blades. He does come with a hologram version of Earth, so that's pretty cool. It's like that's where he wants to go to destroy it all.
Very cool.
And yeah, this part I'll show you in transformation. Yeah, this is like an added, parts added to really fill out the back of the vehicle mode, which, like I said, not totally necessary, but still pretty damn cool. And yeah, he comes with two of these cannons, which is nice. I think the original figure only came with one, and it was super tiny. They didn't even do it accurate to the film. So they did like oversized ones. Like I said, they stepped it up. Third party went all the way. There's more clips for weapon storage when you put it in vehicle mode. And there's Noah, which he also comes with accessories. He comes with like a cannon that you put on the forearm part. That's like a longer kind of peg. Like the length of his forearm. And you could rest it on that. He's got 2 of those, and he has 2 blade weapons as well. Same deal. He just kind of plugs into the forearm. So that was pretty damn cool. They didn't have to do him at all. And he's got, pretty good articulation for a little guy like that too. Ball joint for the head, which if he looks up too much, the head will just fall off. So, just something to be aware of. And yeah, he came like on like kind of like that sheet of plastic, almost like the old Ninja Turtle weapons. And you just kind of, you take it off and you just snap them all together. So good stuff there. There's one of the ways you can put the blade on his forearm. There's also a peg that's right by his hand, so it's like you could do it almost like it just kind of shot out of his wrist, or out of the forearm section, almost like Wolverine. So, like I was saying, 3 different ways you could do that, and the cannon fits on just perfectly as well. And I think all the extra details on him, all that sculpt work, the rivets and all that, like it adds to kind of like the evil look of Nemesis Prime. He feels more like a Decepticon.
Well, technically, Nemesis Prime wasn't a Decepticon, though, technically.
But he did wear their logo, though.
Well, eventually in the lore, yeah. But originally, he was actually, he gets turned into Nemesis Prime because the Chaos Bringer, Unicron.
Oh, okay. Nice. Where was that origin of him?
If I remember correctly, it was originally in Marvel Comics. But it's been a while since I read back into that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to look into it.
Yeah. But I like to check that out because I always dug that kind of look for him, that black and silver, the evil version of him. But yeah, we saw this one before. So here he is in vehicle mode. And again, with that design of the Rise of the Beast with that front grille, like I said, it looked more evil. So that's another reason why I picked him up like that. And like this looks pretty good too. The official Takara freaking Hasbro one, he's got all these pieces jutting out from the back that looks ridiculous. This, everything ports in just fine. I think it looks really good. So. And if you don't like that and you want it to have a more streamlined look, they added this, so you have a cover for it.
And it's got the 5th wheel on it too.
Yeah, and that actually you could take this part off, and it has the port. So if you have like the bigger trailer, you could attach a trailer to the back of it. So that was pretty cool. It doesn't work with Earthrise. I filmed a short of that, which I'll show kind of like a bonus video after. But if you have like a bigger trailer, you could definitely put it on there.
Now, here you go, Vinny. I'll give you real quick. So, Nemesis Prime was a Cybertronian leader, most likely an alternate form of Optimus Prime, and from another dimension that was conquered by Unicron. So, apparently, from what they're saying, Nemesis Prime was in the G1 continuity, and it was this one they said Nemesis Prime was the product of a mad plan by Straxus.
Oh, cool.
So he was a dark mirror of Optimus Prime.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I think this was the G1 continuity that might have been. I know IDW did a version of it, but I remember it being before that. So I'm trying to see if they say the earliest mention. Okay. I'm not really seeing it, but yeah, there's like tons of information on there. But I could have swore there was something in the old G1 comics, but maybe I'm mistaken.
Yeah, we'll have to check it out after.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on them, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. So they added I guess in the film he did that, like he put the giant kind of blasters, like he transformed them partly when he was driving on the road to shoot at the bad guys. So they have a way of attaching that as well. So I thought that was really cool. So
now, I thought in that movie they didn't call him Nemesis Prime, and they were going to call him Scourge. Did they change that?
Oh no, he's not in the film. He's not in the film at all.
Oh, okay.
No,
Because
no.
they were originally supposed to have, from what I understand, Scourge in there in a truck form.
Okay. When I refer to the movie, it's because this whole mold is taken from the regular Optimus mold. So,
Okay.
but yeah, in the film, he was fighting, I guess, Scourge, and chasing him, and he transformed part of himself out like that. So he was shooting cannons on the road. Like the action sequences were really awesome. But like I said, that whole grill part, it looks more evil. It didn't really make sense why they put that on Optimus, but for Nemesis, I think it works great.
Kind of almost has that Road Warrior feel to it.
Yeah, way more meaner look. All right, and here's the other thing too. Not everything clips on perfectly up here. It's not super noticeable, and it's flat enough, but it's enough where it kind of takes down a little bit on my score. Still an amazing figure all around. But yeah, that's how it kind of the clips, those extra pieces that they gave you. And I know, parts forming is not something that people really enjoy, but again, it's for different options. So it's cool that they threw them in there. They didn't have to. He comes with so many accessories. It's a beautiful figure.
Accessories and a minifigure.
Yeah. If I didn't have to do the modifications and stuff, so like vehicle mode, because it doesn't all click perfectly. It gets a 7.5 in vehicle mode. Robot mode gets a little bit higher, but again, I had to make a modification to his head in order for it to get in there. I shouldn't have had to do that, but robot mode 8.5 out of 10. Very, very cool figure. If you are in the market for him, if you're looking for one, look for the bootleg. He's a pretty damn sweet figure and a more affordable price for sure. Especially if you're looking for the Rise of the Beast version of Optimus. Now, there are two companies that make them. So this one, you could find the Optimus one as well. That is same exact height, comes with the same exact accessories. I think the paint's a little bit different on some of the accessories. And it is the this MHK knockoff. But there's a company called Bayway, Beiwei. He's more of the same exact scale of the Rise of the Beast Optimus, but the detailing in him is way better. His smokestacks are way better and actually articulate. You could turn them back so they're more movie accurate or screen accurate. And the paint on the blue on him is all metallic. It looks really. I'm very tempted, but not until I could get a couple more bucks coming in. You know what I mean? Overall, these are beautiful. And hello, Sim. Awesome seeing you, man. Yeah, we're just reviewing.
What up, Sim? And what's up, Keely?
What's up, Keely? Good seeing you guys. So, there's that.
Soul Assassin said Vinnie didn't work on the figure. Using his Italian connections, he sent it to Tommy's Chop Shop for modifications. Real quick, before you get on to your next piece, I'm going to bring up the Nemesis Prime that I had and I showed off once before. So this was the core class Nemesis Prime.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did not see this guy in stores.
Yeah, I'd gotten him, and after I'd got him, I didn't see him much anymore. So nice. It was just like a reuse of the core class Optimus, but it looked pretty good with the colors. I know in some of the other versions they show, like this one, they show him with the Decepticon badge on, but some of the other versions, they show him with purple paint going around him too, instead of just red. So
yeah, I see like flames on them. Like they like purple flames. I've seen as well on some versions of them.
But that was that. Just thought I would add that in since we were discussing it.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. Hold on, give me a sec. I'm gonna pull up the. I did a little short on Nemesis too because I updated some stuff. this pissed me off a little bit because the decal, like it was sliding when I went to go put it on, so it went on crooked. And yeah, as I tried to adjust it, I had like a slight bubble in it, and it pissed me off. But whatever, it happens. But there is something I wanted to show you guys with it. So yeah, so I got the decal on the shoulder. But for transformation purposes too, this whole part goes down so you can conceal it. And if you wanted to have his like those blasters, you could put them on his back. Because I know in the film, like he had like at one point he had like some kind of big winged attachment on one of those films. So it's a thing you could do if you want. If you want to make it look like he's got like a jetpack on. And yeah, so you could pull down the flap on there so you could conceal a Decepticon logo if you do decide to put one on him. So there it is in vehicle mode, and there you go. Boom, it's hidden. And I just took the trailer from the Earthrise one since I was digging through a couple of boxes anyway. I'm like, oh, let me show you how it works. And yeah, you could either put it on that or the other one, but it's way too small. I know there's one that's in better scale with this guy, but it's another knockoff company, I think. Or that other version of Optimus, the one from the first Michael Bay movie. There's a couple of versions of that one with the longer, front of the truck. Yeah, there's whatever. When you look online, you'll be able to find some stuff. But so there is options if you wanted to attach a trailer to this guy. So that's why I put that in there, so you guys have a slight update on some of the other stuff you could do with the character. So there, and I am officially tapped out.
All right. Well, I got one more thing as we're getting ready to wind this down. We're closing in on the 2-hour mark, and yeah, this has been a lot of fun. So I got the toy hunt. The toy hunt is back. I was able to put one of them together this week. No trivia this week, and a couple of the other things I'd like to bring up I didn't have a chance, but hopefully we'll be able to get all those extras next week. But here you go, your toy hunt for today.
As you can see, the mutating figures clearanced out for $10.49 over here at Target. So I reviewed these recently. This thing is not worth it, but like the original ones, the regular turtles, absolutely fine. They do have this now added to the classic collection. So now they have the Sewer Sports All-Stars Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They got Raph and they got Leo right here. And then they got Donnie and Mike as well. Pretty cool. Digging into that stuff. I was never a super huge fan of these, but it is nice that they're digging through the old stuff and re-releasing it. As per usual, looking at the Transformers, and most of it's empty. A few of them are getting knocked down to $6.99 now. Jeez, you can't sell these things for nothing. So, very little up here. It's a lot of the same stuff that's been sitting here for months and months and months. This is something I've only seen one other time, Cybertronian Universe Starscream, but the Gamer Edition one, which is garbage. This origin wheeljack is meh at best, and just, yeah, a whole lot of nothing. That scrap heap, just, yeah, loads of nothing. Got some of the DC Direct stuff here. I got this Brainiac. General Zod, Earth 2 Superman, and then they got another Batman right here, and Collectable Plastic Man. Why not just release the figure 50% off on some of these Marlin toys? I don't know if it's all of them, just the gold label ones or what, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then I got this one. This is actually kind of neat. It's kind of like the old school Batman. Kind of neat. I don't know about the purple hands, but
yep. Oh, I agree. That open box shit drives me crazy. I say that in the reviews I did for the Transformers ones as well. Oh my god, yeah, that's irritating as shit.
Yeah, but you can see like those stores. It's been the same thing for months and months and months, especially with like Transformers, GI Joe. Like the shelves and pegs have been empty, absolutely. And I've noticed even in my Targets, the NECA stuff has been slimming down a bit as well.
Yeah, I'm barely seeing any NECA stuff anymore. There's a couple of older figures that's just been sitting there. You know what I have been seeing? They have a lot of the Back to the Future stuff. I know you were upset.
Yes,
that you missed out on them,
I did see they had Doc Brown and a few other ones, and brought them back again. But what about that Batman? That old, like real old school classic Batman look. But what the hell was with the stupid purple hands?
Sadly, he did have purple hands back then.
Did he?
Yep. I'm with you. I don't like that they did that. They should have had a variation on that. But yeah, wait till next week. There is a really cool Batman that he released that is more like a kind of classic look with the oval insignia and all that. Like I'll have a good review on that one because his proportions are actually a lot better. You know, Todd for some reason loves doing the extra long legs, and a lot of the shit's just kind of disproportionate. This thing is pretty balanced, and articulation wise looks really good. So yeah. So I'll be fair on some stuff. I figured let me just do that. Plus, I had a couple of more rare figures. Like I said, I've been sitting on them because of that whole situation with his dumb contest. That really pissed me off. It was all bullshit. And they picked AI.
He did it all for the tuna. What? The tuna.
Yeah. And that's why I've been sitting on these things. I'm like, I don't even want to showcase them, but I mean, when there is something that is done well, I will give it a fair shake. And since I've already gotten them before all that crap, I'm like, yeah, let's do a proper review. Why the hell not?
Okay. One other thing I'm going to bring up, there wasn't a whole lot that, like, I was looking through my emails. There wasn't a lot to bring up, but I did see this on Pulse, and they're promoting Super 7 Escape Armor with Red Shadow Trooper.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Now, the inside of it, I wasn't as impressed. Like, you see this, and like, okay, that looks pretty cool. But then when I seen this, I was like, it doesn't look quite as impressive.
No. That's horrible. That's horrible. It's horrible. What the hell? Yeah, that's crazy. I see. This sucks because there's other stuff I want to get, but I can't right now. Apparently, the Street Fighter ones, they're in Big Bad Toy Store right now. The Bison and the Dalsim, they're out. Mm-hmm. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, I checked mine recently. You know, the only thing they had was a whole line of Fei Long.
No shit.
There was like 7 of them. I was like, wow, really? Like, I was looking for them before, and I found you that one, and I might have seen a few loose ones floating around here. Nah, one Target's got a whole ass load of them now.
That's crazy. Holy shit. Yeah, dude, mine never carried them. Never. This is wild.
That's also said he had to modify his Arkham Batman legs, cut them, and add some height with green stuff, buddy.
Oh, you had to add height to them?
Take care, Gap.
Oh, yeah. Have a good one.
Night, Gap.
I ain't going to be able to get it right now, Soul Assassin. Unfortunately. Because we're getting ready to close out and we're getting ready to jet soon.
Yeah, right before you do, I made the joke for us. We could give it to the fans, too. There is a really cool line of figures, apparently, as well. One character in particular, they did 3 different versions of for Trina to put next to her Golden Girl figures. Here is Jessica Fletcher, Angela Lansbury's Murder, She Wrote.
Yeah, I pre-ordered it.
See, I knew it.
Yeah, my grandmother, my nana, used to watch it, and when I was little, I would stay over with her, and we'd watch it together. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I used to watch it with my grandmother as well.
Oh, cool.
And Columbo. If they ever do a Toonie version of Columbo, I will buy that.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Yes.
But yeah, so there you go. And apparently, yeah, there's your 2D version of her as well.
That's actually not bad looking.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Kind of surprised they even did this, but yeah, there it is if you want it. So
awesome.
Bam.
But we got one last piece of business to take care of here tonight before we get out of here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the Golden Trina Award for the best review of the night.
Okay, that was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. It really was. Okay, so, all right, the award is going to go to Vinnie tonight. Yeah. I loved I loved your Transformer toys, a knockoff Transformer. Those were awesome. Yeah.
Sweet. So wait, you giving it to Megatron? Or
yeah.
Nemesis?
Oh, okay. The second one, the one that Nemesis.
The black one. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll have to modify the. I'll add the logo on there. The winner of the Golden Girl Award.
I told you I was going to make that little segment, and I didn't tell you I made it because I wanted to surprise you with it.
It was glorious.
Bam, winner.
You got it up in the corner right next to you, too.
That's right. So there we go. Thank you, Trina.
You're welcome. You're welcome. It was earned.
I thought she was going to give it to herself for that Dracula.
Yeah, really.
I won't award myself.
Oh, that's no fun.
I can't do it. I can't. It just feels weird.
Why the hell not?
Well, we're gonna give you a Golden Trina Award anyway, just for being you.
Hell yeah!
Thank you.
Fantastic. Best pose of the night. Dracula was about to feast on the bride.
That was fun to do. It really was.
It was excellent.
All right, guys. I want to thank everybody that's joined us on YouTube as well as X. Thank you guys for tuning in. And guys, remember to stop by the channels. All the links are in the description on the YouTube side, so you can sub to everybody's channels if you would be so kind. Hang out and watch some of the content that we have. We do a lot of different content, and we have a lot of fun. And that's one of the things it's always about, avoiding all the drama and having as much fun as possible.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you get a Trina. You get a Trina. Y'all get Trinas. But we're going to kick it on over, and they're going to let you know what they got going on.
Hey, I'm stuck. I can't transform. Oh, thanks. I think.
All right. Well, first I want to say it was awesome hanging out with you guys, and thank you everybody in the chat, everybody watching along, anybody catching on the replay. Thank you as well. Yeah, check out ETEP's channel, Wrestling with Horror. It's called now. On Tuesdays at 8:30 p.m. we do our horror movie reviews. And other than that, I'm hanging out with these guys, or you can check out my channel at Real Horror, REEL. That Dracula figure review will be up tomorrow morning. It's scheduled for 9 a.m., so you can check that out. Other than that, I hope you all have a great weekend.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Trina, as always, thank you for always being able to join us as a co-host. It's always a pleasure.
It's a blast being here.
And that's the way it should be. We should be having fun every time we do this, and looking forward to it, even if it is a pain in the ass to upload things. Century Link! But let's kick it on over.
And all day long, I put up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang up his ass. That's my pleasure.
Guys, it is me. It is the most horrible pig online, the most hated guinea pig online. Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, over on the Twats at _GPC_warpig. And this is what we like to do. This is what I like to do. I like to talk about toy reviews. I do my BattleBot videos, the Hexbug BattleBot videos, and of course the guinea pigs. Because yes, there are real guinea pigs. Just in case anybody out there was confused, it is a guinea pig collective because there are guinea pigs here. Thank you for joining us. I hope that you had fun. Remember, never let anybody tell you what you can and can't say, what you should or should not think, because your silence and compliance gives consent. And now we're going to kick it on over to our man.
Not okay.
Yeah, folks, tune in tomorrow around 5 p.m. We're going to be doing the Friday Underground stream. I'm sure we're going to be covering a little bit of what's been going on, what's about to happen, because I believe the debate is starting soon. And we'll be covering this shit show and the other madness that's going on. A little bit of black pill stuff, but it's just kind of what's happening now. We're gearing up towards a crazy time. We'll talk about some other cool shit too. There are some good movies, surprisingly, that look like they're going to be coming out. I don't know if anyone has caught the Nosferatu trailer. That looks pretty damn amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so looking forward to talking about some of that stuff. I think there's something else I can't think off the top of my head, but rest assured, tomorrow though we'll have a good show with plenty of cool topics and crazy shit. We'll do our best to stay on YouTube a little bit longer than we did last week, but yeah, it'll be Rumble and X for the most part. In the meantime, yes, if you are still in the market for some awesome comic books, I've got 4 active campaigns. And I'm going to be setting up real soon a new campaign, like a second chance campaign kind of thing, on a different platform, because Indiegogo is just doing a horrible job with creators right now. They don't seem to care, but I think that's in a big part because of all the drama bitches from the Comicsgate nonsense and the other shit that's going on, all these other dumb factions and retarded groups. Because people can't just make comic books. They all have to have slap sissy fights and drama shit and super delayed books. So I'm going to be trying something different. Apparently, these websites can't stand any of the bullshit that's going on either. So they're not showcasing comics. But if you do want awesome stuff that ships immediately, I've got the art book campaign. I've got the pirate book, Shadow of the Kraken. The Ghost Story Through the Woods hardcover 100-page completed book, City of Venus. That is really amazing stuff. Again, post-apocalyptic world. I am working on the sequel. I'll have another teaser of that in that second chance campaign coming up as well. Just a couple of pieces in there, because I don't want to do any more spoilers, because I'm really proud of the work I'm doing on that project. So again, hold tight longer for us, folks. But thank you everyone, and I hope you all have an awesome night.
Awesome. Unfortunately, Slasher joined us just as we were closing out. Good to see you, Slasher.
Hey, Slasher.
Unfortunately, yeah, we were out. I sent you the DM earlier that we had.
I know, and I've been having laptop problems all fucking day, man.
I'm sorry.
God damn it, son of a bitch.
Well, that's all right. There's always next week. Collectable
No, there
Past
might not be
back.
next week because my laptop might. Never mind.
Guys, have a good one out there, and we will catch you next time. Be well.
You better run, Mojito.
You what? I thought you said don't move.
That was before. Now, you run. Adios.